Man, what is going on, man? We are back in the building. Oh, man, shout out to everybody out there handling business, doing what they need to do. Roll call. Shout out to everybody in Arizona. Shout out to everybody, all my siblings. The homegirl Jarek in Las Vegas, Nevada. Vegas, it's getting hot as a motherfucker out there. I'm trying not to laugh at this topic today. Shout out to everybody in Las Vegas. Like I said, all my siblings, everybody out there working, handling business. Shout out to the homegirls. Shawnee, Philly in the building. Shout out to the homegirl, Erica. Florida in the building. And shout out to my brothers, my OGs, James, Youngblood, Tex in the building, and Dave for No Compromise. Georgia is definitely in the building. So shout out to them. And shout out to the homegirl, Melina in North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. Shout out to her again. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm not mad. I'm trying not to laugh. We got a good putting on a show. We're gonna talk about a plethora of things. We're gonna talk about a little bit of the debate, just a little bit of it. But we're more gonna talk about LeBron and his son. And I want to get everybody's natural reaction, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I feel about it. I don't really got no audio because we're gonna leave the audio out. We're gonna leave the pundits out. We're gonna have our own formulate our own opinion on what's going on. So let's get it. I'm trying not to laugh because this is a funny topic, but I'm trying not to laugh. Let's get it. Oh, man. Man, the reason why... Did you just come back? Oh, damn. Did he? I know it's a person right now teaching Sunday school doing it just in case Jesus is real. On some Jesus is real. I know. Don't get me to singing shit. But anyway, shout out to all my church going folks. I ain't got nothing against them. Shout out to the homegirl Nuke and shout out to the homegirl Roxanne as well. Nuke is an honorary member of this podcast. You know, I'm definitely, I'm trying to, eventually I'm gonna start branching out and trying to do the Zoom thing and, you know what I mean, do other stuff. But right now I gotta get with my boy David for No Compromise and James Youngblood. I gotta get the times down. It's just their times. And then I be working, and then they working, and it's hard. I'm trying to, cause I've been formulating my questions. I've been jotting, just like Varnell Hill. When Martin said, "I see you jotting," I've been jotting questions down I want to ask. That Latino brother, never reached out to me because I really wanted to have a conversation with him about this stuff, but I guess he didn't. But anyway, we gonna get into it. Oh, man. So what do y'all think? Leave your comments. Eric, I know Eric will. We stay having conversations. Like I said, shout out to everybody out there, man. And if I offend you, hey, man, it is no harm. It's just my personal opinion. I don't claim to know anything. That's why it's called No, I Don't Know. You know what I mean? So, because I don't claim to know nothing. But what do y'all think about this LeBron James, Bronny nepotism? Now, I'm going to come from two different factions, multiple perspectives. I'm not mad at him using nepotism to get his kid in the league. I don't trip off shit like that. Like, I'm not tripping off that. My issue is, does the Lakers want to win? Or do they want to just have somebody kid on the team? Now, I grew up, I'm an 80s baby. So, I'm just used to the Lakers winning. And, you got to remember, Magic won a championship his rookie year, and the Lakers and the Celtics dominated the fucking league in the 80s. And then watch the Lakers fall short in the 90s. It wasn't too bad because they dominated the 80s, and then to watch Jordan and them dominate the 90s. So you're so accustomed to seeing people want to be better than everybody. And then to watch the Lakers re-dominate the early 2000s, and then to watch Kobe and them win again in the mid-2000s. So, as a Laker fan, you would always be accustomed to them winning or coming close to winning. And by him drafting his son and making the Lakers draft his son, hey, man, you want to use nepotism and all that, that's fine. I just feel like, what's the direction you're going in? This looks like a show they're putting on. I don't think it's about winning championships anymore or winning. I think it's about putting on a show and being entertained. And some fans, this is all they have. Now, me personally, let me give you my personal opinion. My personal perspective is, I don't care what you do, LeBron, but I thought that shit that y'all did to Darvin Ham was some hoe ass shit and it was done in poor taste. How dare you allow these dominant society people to embarrass that black man on television like that? Like, I didn't like that at all. I wasn't feeling that shit, and I don't like it, and I still don't agree with it. I feel like Darvin Ham could have been there and your son still could have got drafted to the Lakers. And I didn't like it. And I feel like you've been around the dominant society too long, LeBron, to not know what they're capable of doing. And you say, but Warren, they ain't got nothing to stop. LeBron James run that damn team. And for you, when you know this black man is in the hot seat, to have a podcast with JJ Redick, who was a fucking bum in the NBA. He wasn't no good. Everybody acting like he was on some Steve Kerr level, like he was just winning championships. No, nigga, he wasn't. He's a fucking bum in the NBA. He didn't have a person like Chris Paul, people that passing the ball, he wouldn't be doing shit. So for you to do a podcast with him about X's and O's and all that, like, y'all fake and phony, my nigga. Y'all been around them white people. You been around them people. You been around the dominant society way too long. And you like, Warren, why you saying that? Because you're LeBron James. You don't need to do all that. You that nigga. You are that nigga. You are the face of the NBA. You ain't got to be doing all that sucker shit. You could have told Darvin Ham to his face, like, look, bro, this just ain't working out, man. Straight up. Like, if we can't come to some type of impasse or some type of like mutual agreement, either I go or you go, but tell him to his face, dog. Don't let these people sit up here and embarrass him, but they didn't want Magic Johnson to fire Luke Walton. Luke Walton was not respected in the NBA, and I quote, Kobe Bryant said, and I quote, the only reason why he's in the league because of his dad. Other than that, he wouldn't fucking be in the league. Man, these stories that I'm hearing about Kobe Bryant is making me feel good. Like, I'm glad he was like that. The fuck, is this shit about winning? Or is this shit about putting on a show? Because if it's about putting on a show, cool. But you didn't have to do that. That's my only discrepancy with LeBron. You didn't have to do that. You've been around these dominant society people too long, dog. Like, in my personal opinion, it reminds me of the corporate plantation. It reminds me of people that are trying to move up within the organization and they don't give a fuck whose head they step on to do what the fuck they gotta do. You know, I've been told this a lot at the corporate plantation. How about y'all? And I know y'all been told this. Ooh, you so quiet. And you be like, damn, Warren, you quiet? Hell yeah. I don't got shit to say. I'm not trying to be amalgamated with the dominant society. I don't want to be doing what the fuck they do. I don't like it. That's immoral. They don't have a moral compass. These people are immoral as far as the corporate plantation is involved. Oh, I've been jotting notes. I'm thinking about writing a book for real, y'all, about the corporate plantation. All the sucker shit that I've seen done to my people my entire fucking stay. And I'm thinking about interviewing other people and asking them, what are some of the things that you've seen and the bullshit that you've witnessed? So when I watch LeBron do that, like, my nigga, you the shit. See, people think I be taken away from LeBron. LeBron is the shit. He's been in the NBA 20 years. He's playing at a high level. He's the shit. So personally, why do you even have to display that type of mentality? You don't even need to do none of that. You already a Billy. You already up a Billy. You in the NBA and you up a Billy. You don't have to do any of that sucker shit. You could just tell Darvin Ham, real conversation, like, dog, this ain't gonna work, my nigga. Like, this shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's just, we not agreeing, woo, this ain't gonna work. But for you to, like, I just didn't like that. I felt like, Warren, but that's the nature of the business. No, it isn't when they wouldn't allow the greatest Laker ever to fire Luke Walton. So how is it business when Magic Johnson is the president of operations, basketball operations, the greatest Laker ever, 5 championships, the greatest Laker ever, yes, better than Kobe, yes, the greatest Laker ever, in my opinion. You allow him to be the president over basketball operations, Now he's ready to fire Luke Walton, and somebody white got to be in there every time he fire Luke Walton. That's some sucker shit. That's some anti-black racist bullshit. But now LeBron's like, oh, well, he got to go. So you just sit up there and let this nigga get his ass embarrassed. And then y'all hire J.J. Redick, not Steve Kerr, not Kurt Rambis. Let me tell you another thing when y'all watch the draft. I don't know if y'all watched the draft, but go back and watch the draft. When y'all seen Orlando's office, they had a plethora of black people in there. Watch the Lakers organization. They didn't have one black person in their office in management. Not one. But black people won your championships. How is that? Because ain't no diversity in no fucking Lakers organization. Rob Pelinka is a piece of shit motherfucker. You put those teams together, and Jeannie Buss was supposed to fire his punk ass, but y'all want to fire Darvin Ham because Street Clothes Davis ain't shit, and LeBron James is old. Y'all ain't got everybody y'all traded turned out to be pretty good. Caldwell Pope won a championship with Denver. Malik Monk, Sacramento, playing his ass off. All these people that y'all traded away are doing very well. Because Rob Pelinka is a white man and he's able to get away with that shit. And what I don't like is people like LeBron teaming up with that sucker motherfucker. You don't have to do that. Man, you don't have to fucking do that. That's what my issue is. My issue isn't with him getting his son. Do I think it's a joke? Yeah, a lot of it I do. Because is this shit about winning or is this shit about putting on a show? It must be about putting on a show. Because I don't think his son is that great of a basketball player. And that's fine. If you want to use nepotism to do all that, go ahead and do that. But you can't avoid the inevitable. Y'all trying to, that's what the Lakers get for fucking keeping him, because he's using their platform to create history for his and legacy for his family. So I'm not mad at him for doing it. Only issue that I have with LeBron is you set up there and allowed that black man to get fired like that. I didn't like that sucker shit at all. I just didn't like it at all. I still don't like it, and I'm still not happy about it. We have more at stake than just fucking basketball, LeBron. So stop. And you've been acting for a long time, and that's the only thing that, hey man, get all your kids in the NBA. Get all of them jobs. I'm not mad at any of that. I'm not even mad at the little midget friend of yours, Rich Paul, who think he's somebody. You know what I'm saying? They just watch you. They just allow you to do that because they're making money off LeBron. If they couldn't make no money off LeBron, Rich Paul and that Clutch Sports bullshit would be the fuck up out of there. Y'all need to understand, this is the dominant society's game. This ain't your game. You don't own it. And this is what I mean by when you quote Dr. Claude Anderson. Nigga, you don't own any resources. They're allowing you to be a Billy, to be up a Billy. They're not, nigga, if you were nothing to them and they couldn't make no money off you, you think they would give a fuck about you and your family? No. But a lot of this is not having a father in the home. That's why when you look at Michael Jordan's mentality, he had a dad and older siblings. So his whole mentality and approach to the game was way different. Even Kobe. I think as Kobe got older and he realized how he fucked up with the Shaquille O'Neal situation, I think that hardened his heart and made him really, 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 really be like, you know what, I gotta do things different. And I think there's times where LeBron feel like he gotta do things different, but man, when you dealing with the system of racism and white supremacy, you gotta be establishing a system of justice, LeBron. I'm not saying don't get all your kids in there. Get your cousins in the NBA. That's not what I'm tripping off of. I'm tripping off how that black man got fired. I know I'm not letting that shit go. Because they wouldn't allow Magic to fire Luke Walton, so why the fuck is it okay to fire fucking Darvin Ham? So Jeannie Buss let that white man fire Darvin Ham, but Magic Johnson couldn't fire a white man. So what are we talking about? I just want y'all to go back and do your research. Don't believe Warren. Go read, go look at Magic Johnson's video clips of when he left the Lakers, and he was like, every time I wanted to fire Luke Walton, somebody white had to be in there. That's where my biggest issue is. And LeBron, you at the helm of that shit. Come on, dog. And that's the thing with black folk. We in such competition with each other. Like, man, it just, like, we don't even know how to greet each other a lot of the times. Because when we even look at each other, we're looking at each other through the lenses of the dominant society. Like there's always this internal competition. I'm not in competition with nobody. I've been around 10 times over people that had way more going on than me. Do you think I'm looking at them as competition? I'm trying to learn from them. I'm trying to get advice from them. I ain't trying to sit up here and be in competition with people that got more than me. No. Sometimes we aggrandize certain situations because it's like a internal competition clock that's in us. As soon as we get around niggas, we want to be competing. A lot of that is slavery. A lot of that is, well, I got to compete against this nigga to make it to the NBA. I got to compete. Everything's a competition. But you need to understand, competition is racism is the competition of resources. We don't have any of those. That's why I'm looking at LeBron like, LeBron, they're allowing you to be up a Billy. When LeBron was rapping those 21 Savage lyrics about I'm trying to get this Jewish money or something like that, they made LeBron apologize. That should have let y'all know right then and there. Oh yeah, you've been around them too long. Because I'd have been like, I'm just rapping a lyric. Why I can't rap a lyric? But they'll allow you to destroy your people all day. I'm pretty sure LeBron does a lot of stuff for black folk, but I don't care. I'm looking at the imagery behind that. And we don't need young black men thinking it's okay to put your people out there while they don't put their people out there. So Jeannie Buss didn't let Magic, the greatest Laker ever, fire Luke Walton, but she had no problem allowing Pelinka to fucking fire Darvin Ham. That's where my issue is. And I don't give a fuck about nobody. I don't want to hear no sucker shit about a nigga talking about that's the nature of the business. Nigga, what the fuck you mean that's the nature of the business? That is not the nature of the business. Because if that's the case, then she'd have been like, yeah, he gotta go. So go ahead and let him go. Give him his walking papers and let me know how I go. But I seen Kurt Ramos's ass kissing motherfucking ass in there. I said, man, look at all these white people in the Lakers organization. Now, how is that y'all ain't got no niggas in the Lakers organization? Y'all ain't got no black people in there? But y'all want black people to come play for y'all. Now, what kind of sucker shit is that? Man, fuck the Lakers. Shit. And fuck JJ Redick and all that punk ass bullshit up here putting on a show. I want to tell LeBron, my nigga, you don't have to do that for us. If you want JJ Redick to be the coach, just be like, I want that nigga to be the coach. This is who I feel like should be the coach. Y'all up here doing a podcast and like, do y'all like one thing I want to say to these people, y'all can't think that the American people are that dumb, but they do believe that. Because when you're in a Billy type status, you believe everybody below you are just as dumb, the fickle crowd, the commoner. You don't think there are dominant society people in LeBron's corner like, oh yeah, just do a podcast and do this and, you know, make it seem like it's nothing. Everybody coming out and being like, y'all niggas been doing this. Y'all been planning this behind the scenes. Y'all been doing this sucker shit. And then at the end, this nigga gonna say, well, just basketball, right? Y'all niggas, what the fuck you mean just basketball is the reason why you up a Billy? Why your family's in a position to win? Because of basketball. Stop, LeBron. I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna never meet that nigga no more. And if I do, he ain't gonna fuck with me. Cause I'm gonna be like, dog, that imagery wise, come on, my nigga. Like, this is what I mean, but I don't give a fuck about you having all black this, all black family, all black white. Nigga, if you're doing your people fucked up, you're doing your people fucked up. And I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. And I don't wanna hear that shit. I worked at the court plantations around the blackest of the black. And they go out of their way to do they own fucked up. That Steven from Django mentality is real, y'all. I've worked around that shit. Where you like, oh, okay, it's black. Man, I've been around some black folk at these court plantations and positions of power. They got the shittiest attitudes. They treat their people fucked up. They don't even give a fuck about their own people. They don't reach out to their own people. And they some grinning niggas around a dominant society. Straight up. So that's what I don't like. And I just feel like I'm happy that his son's in the league. I'm happy that they doing that. The only thing I disagree with was the firing of Darvin Ham. If they'd have kept Darvin Ham, I probably wouldn't even be speaking about this. I'd be like, all right, well, fuck it. Shit, I'm not mad at him using nepotism. Nepotism is used in every corporate plantation, period. So I'm not mad at LeBron for that. Every corporate plantation you work at, the vice president, The president's kids or kids' friends got jobs there in positions of power. I've seen it way too many times. Most people I've seen, they ain't got no experience, no degrees, no nothing in the field they working in, and they somebody's supervisor or boss because they got the nepotism card. White people been doing this shit for eons, so that shit doesn't bother me. What bothers me is a black coach being fired and being publicly maimed and humiliated. Like as if Darvin Ham don't got no kids, don't got a wife, don't got no family. What kind of sucker shit is that? So no, I don't like that shit. You gotta get Pat Riley. Pat Riley still got Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra been coaching there 10, 15 years, and he ain't changing that shit. Man, Eric Spoelstra ain't that good of a coach, but goddamn it, Pat Riley like, well, nigga, it's gonna be me and you like Tony. I'm not finna be firing coaches and hiring coaches and firing coaches. Fuck that. And you gotta give props to that owner of the Clippers. That nigga was like, well, before y'all even think y'all getting Tyronn Lue, y'all can kiss my ass. Here's that 70 million, Tyronn. Fuck what them niggas talking about. Man. So I'm happy that he using the nepotism. I just don't like that a black man got fired. That's it. And I feel like, Brian, you a Billy. You already had a Billy. You ain't got to be smiling with motherfuckers. You could be looking at them upside their head like, no, we're not doing that. But we doing this, though. Now, maybe he did tell Darvin Ham to his face. Maybe he did have that conversation. But LeBron likes to speak through Twitter and through Rich Paul, like what he did Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins told him, man, I didn't know you since 1999. Don't be fucking having Rich Paul send me no text messages. And Rich Paul, you little short fuck, stop with the hoe ass shit. Man, acting like Bentley J. Farnsworth with P. Diddy. You ain't gotta be doing all that sucker shit. Y'all are black men. This is what happened, in my personal opinion, when black men, a lot of black men, we get wealth and then we are around the dominant society. Like, we don't want to have a code of honor and morals. We kind of want to like move the way they move. You know what I mean? It's like, no, dog, we're not them. We have moral compasses. That's what I meant when I said about the law of rhythm. Naturally, foundational black Americans, we possess the law of rhythm. That's why gospel can't be replicated. That's why they try to duplicate R&B and hip hop, but they can't. And that's what they mad about. And then they're also mad that black folk, foundational black Americans, are taking back hip hop culture with Kendrick Lamar. They are upset about that shit. This is not about Drake. This is more about FBA culture and Juneteenth and about people being frauds within our culture. And everybody else wanting to participate in it, but nobody was there in the beginning. Now everybody wants to latch on to it. That's why I wanted that Latino brother, Brandon, whatever his name was, give me information so we got this conversation. No, he got the fuck up out of there. Probably went to go research and read and go figure it out so he can come back to the table with a regular argument. But no. And I don't just see Latino culture as one big Latino, but I do see y'all getting on code against us. Because y'all do it all the time. The Puerto Ricans do it. The Cubans do it. The Dominicans do it. The regular Mexicans, Hispanics do it. So, no. So, yeah, I meant what I said, and I'm standing on that. How the fuck y'all gonna want some Mexicans to be on stage, and it's the FBA culture, and this is Juneteenth? Y'all don't even know what that is. Y'all don't even know your own culture. So how the fuck you gonna tell us about the fuck we doing? So we gonna get on their asses real quick, too. It's like, just like the Joe Biden and Donald Trump, sit back, get your popcorn and watch it. You ain't gotta vote for either one of these motherfuckers. In the words of Neely Fuller Jr. in the Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics, the United Independent Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics, that book. I'm closing my eyes as I'm remembering the book because I don't got that book nowhere. I don't even know where that book is. But he said, if you see two dominant society people arguing, you don't choose a side. Unless they are arguing about replacing the system of racism, white supremacy, and establishing a system of justice, then they're just arguing about who's the biggest plantation owner. That's it. So what the fuck you need to be jumping on the Republican side or jumping on the Democrat side? Fuck them both. Shit, let their asses kill each other and stress each other out. Y'all need to be buying property and houses and making sure you stay with Big Mama so you can spin off and go buy a house. Then your cousin should stay with Big Mama so she can go spin off and go buy a crib. Then your brother could stay with Big Mama so he can spin off and go buy a crib. That's how it's supposed to go. While they up here arguing about who's a Republican and who's a Democrat, my foundational Black Americans, you should be fucking buying property, whether it's a condo, townhome, or a house. Either one of those will suffice. Why are you saying that, Warren? Because it's time for foundational Black Americans to be owners and not renters. Fuck all that. We need to get back to our roots when we were owners and we owned land and we gave each other opportunities. That's why any information I know, I've been told my siblings, like, hey, look, you need to do this, this, and this. I remember we was having this conversation a minute ago, just probably about 5-6 years ago, because they have put it out there that to get good credit is so hard. No, they ain't. Get you a secure credit card, pay it, charge it, pay it, charge it, pay it, charge it. Your credit gonna shoot up like a motherfucker. And then whatever is on your credit, you can dispute that shit. And a lot of these fucking creditors will settle out of court for a little bit of nothing. And boom, there you have it. Your credit is back at where it needs to be. You feel me? It's time for us to be owners. And let me tell you something. I'm very disappointed in the elderly generation that are not helping our people buy property. I am disappointed a little bit. Like, no. If we have elderly people that we know that's in our family or whatever, you should be helping the young generations buy property. Yes, you should. Warren, why are you saying that? Because in the white Jewish community, their philosophy is, it's for your kids. It isn't about you. And if it's reported back to the dominant society Jewish community that you're not helping your kids, like you're not putting it forward, you're bringing shame upon the community because they don't believe in that. So any elderly foundational Black Americans that are not putting the next generation on and helping them, and you know, even if you got a little bit of capital to help, like, look, here's a little bit of capital so you go buy a home. If you're not doing that, shame on you. And I'm a little disappointed because ownership is the key. Everything else is second. You want to, whether it's a condo, townhome, don't let nobody try to shame you. Oh, you got a condo? Yeah, I got a condo. Shit. What's wrong with a condo? What's wrong with a townhome? What's wrong with that shit? You own it, you paying a mortgage on it, so who gives a fuck? Even a motherfucker like, well, you don't own it technically, the bank owns it. Well, whatever, it's in your name, and you can get a tax credit off of it, so you own it. I don't want to hear none of it. Just like you don't own the car till you pay it off. We know all that, nigga. We know all that. But damn, having a mortgage in your name is better than fucking paying somebody's rent. And Black folk, we gotta stop shaming people. If we know somebody and they're trying to buy a condo or a townhome, you're supposed to be uplifting them. You're not supposed to be like, well, that's all you want. No, man, get a condo, whatever you get, man. I'm happy for you, so you own. What the fuck, man? We gotta stop being so critical of each other. Be critical of the other racial groups. Don't be critical. That's one thing about them Latinos. It'll be 1,000 niggas standing in the house, so they can all spin off and go get their F-150 trucks and their Expeditions. You know, and they Yukons, and they, you know what I'm saying? And they go off and they create their family and go buy a house and all this other shit. They have that down packed, even though they are here for unearned benefits. So we need to be doing the same thing. Remember that. And like I said again, I'm not mad at LeBron James for using nepotism to get his kid in the NBA. I ain't mad at him. Dude, keep doing it all day. Get your other son in the league. I want you to do that. But what I'm not agreeing in is Darvin Ham getting fired. And y'all hiring JJ Redick, I think that was some bogus bullshit. And I think in the system of racism and white supremacy, all you're doing is aiding, abetting the system by doing that. Sometimes you don't have to like a foundational Black American to understand what's bigger and what's more at stake. And imagery is what the dominant society uses. And they use that imagery to cloud other FBA's judgment. And we can't be like that. Hey man, look, go check out the article with LeBron. Go check out the Donald Trump shit. I'm gonna still advise y'all, don't vote. Sit back, get your popcorn, get extra butter, watch the shit, and keep it moving. Don't let these people to fool you into, man, you need to vote. I'm ready for a nigga to come at me with that, man. You better vote for Donald Trump. You better vote for Joe Biden and be like, oh, for the 94 crime bill, Joe Biden, who put over 550,000 Black folk in jail for mandatory minimums, while his son is the biggest fucking criminal and dope fiend in captivity? Shut up. No. Guilty, nigga. I'm done. Peace. Man. Oh, man.